One of our subscribers named Lucy shared this story with us, and what happened inside her luxury penthouse will make you question everything about family support. The scent hit me before the shock did. Premium Belgian chocolate ground into imported Italian leather. It filled the air the moment I stepped through the door. I didn't scream, I didn't fumble my keys, I just stood there, frozen, trying to process the devastation in front of me. My $12,000 Fendi sofa, a piece I had hunted down for 6 months to fit this exact layout, looked like a crime scene. Thick, brown smears stained the ivory upholstery, sticky handprints covered the cushions, and right in the middle of the wreckage sat my sister, Bella. She had a ring light balanced on my coffee table, right beside the shattered remains of a rare hand-blown glass sculpture that now glittered across the rug like broken ice. She was live. Her voice bounced off the vaulted ceilings, sugary and artificial. Real-life mom moment, guys. Sometimes you just let them go wild while you enjoy the view. #Penthouse Life. Her 3 kids were leaping from my ruined sofa to the accent chair, using my silk throw pillows as stepping stones. I watched my nephew's dirty sneakers press into a velvet cushion that cost more than his entire outfit. Bella didn't even glance at the destruction. She was adjusting her angles, tilting her chin, curating the illusion of luxury in a space she didn't own, demolishing items she couldn't afford to replace. I calculated automatically. Sofa, sculpture, Persian rug, professional cleaning, brand damage. At least $50,000, probably more. I said nothing. I simply pulled out my phone and started recording. And before I tell you exactly who ended up in handcuffs for this, and no, it wasn't me, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. I want to see how far this story reaches. "You need to leave," I said. My voice was low, controlled. It sliced through her artificial cheer like glass. Bella rolled her eyes and finally ended the stream. "Relax, Lucy, it's just a couch. It'll wipe off." She stood, brushing cookie crumbs from her yoga pants directly onto the Persian rug I had borrowed from a gallery uptown. No apology, no offer to clean, just that familiar expression, a mix of irritation and condescension, like I was unreasonable for caring about 5-figure furniture being used as a playground. "My name is Lucy. I'm 28 years old, and for the past 6 years, I've built a reputation as one of the most meticulous homestagers in the city. Developers hire me to transform empty concrete shells into multi-million-dollar fantasies. This penthouse wasn't my home. It was my portfolio, my office, my liability. But to Bella, it was free content. "It's not just a couch," I said evenly. "It's inventory. It belongs to the developer. And the sculpture your twins destroyed, it was on loan. I'm accountable for it." "You're always obsessed with money," Bella sighed, grabbing a juice pouch from her youngest. "Must be nice to only worry about things. Try raising 3 humans for a day." Right on cue, my mother entered from the kitchen, holding a bottle of my client's vintage display wine, a Bordeaux meant to sit unopened for staging aesthetics. She poured herself a glass. "Don't start with your sister, Lucy. She's had a rough week. She just needed space. You have all this room and you're never even here. It's selfish to hoard it." That's when it clicked. This wasn't random disrespect. It was entitlement hardened into identity. I call it martyrdom delusion. Bella truly believed that motherhood granted her moral superiority. In her worldview, producing children elevated her above rules, including boundaries and property rights. I wasn't a professional running a business. I was the childless aunt, a resource. She didn't see discipline, she saw surplus. She didn't see hard work, she saw something available to seize. There's this toxic social narrative that says the person pushing a stroller always has the right of way, even if they're bulldozing straight through your living room. "I'm working," I told my mother, steadying my voice. "This is an active job site. You can't just bring the kids here to destroy things." "See?" Bella gestured dramatically. She doesn't get it. A job isn't real stress. Try raising the next generation, Lucy. You owe me this space. I deserve a break. They didn't see me. They only saw what they could extract. In that moment, I understood something critical. Explaining financial damage to someone who believes they're morally exempt is useless. I watched Bella casually kick shards of broken glass under the rug to avoid cleaning them. Something inside me went cold. I stopped arguing, stopped defending, stopped explaining. "Fine," I said softly. "Just be careful." They mistook my silence for surrender. They had no idea I was planning their removal. The second they left, I revoked access, changed entry codes, deleted Bella's biometric profile, removed my mother's guest credentials, reset the alarm system. I thought technology could enforce what my voice couldn't. I was wrong. Boundaries only function when the other person respects the concept of ownership. To my family, a locked door wasn't a boundary, it was a challenge. 2 days later, my mother called. Her voice trembled perfectly. "Lucy, I think I left my heart medication in your kitchen. The pharmacy's closed and my chest feels tight. Please, sweetheart, I just need to grab it." It was a lie. I knew because I had cleaned that kitchen top to bottom. There were no pill bottles. But what was I supposed to do? Accuse my mother of faking a medical emergency? If I refused and she was telling the truth, I was heartless. If I agreed and she was lying, I was foolish. I issued a one-time guest code. 30 minutes. 45 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Instagram notification. Bella had posted a reel. "Big things coming. Finally upgrading my workspace to match my energy." I opened the video. She was inside the penthouse, sitting at the marble island, spinning in my ergonomic chair like she owned it. My mother fluffed pillows in the background on a brand new staged sofa. There was no medication, no emergency. My mother had been the Trojan horse. This wasn't carelessness anymore. It was coordination. I didn't call, I didn't yell, I didn't rush over. That's what the old Lucy would have done. Explode, argue, then somehow apologize for overreacting. This Lucy was finished playing fair. If I wanted them gone, I couldn't out-argue them. I had to out-maneuver them. I initiated ghost protocol. That night, after the sensors showed they'd left, I returned in darkness. No overhead lights, just shadows. I packed essentials only. Laptop, hard drives, passport, personal jewelry, one suitcase. Everything else stayed. Furniture, art, wine fridge. It looked lived in, but it was just a stage. Then I crafted the bait. "Hey guys, got called to Milan for an emergency design consult. Huge opportunity. I'll be gone 2 weeks. The place is empty, so please don't stop by. Cleaners might get confused." Perfect trigger. Luxury penthouse, owner overseas, direct request not to enter. I drove to an anonymous hotel 3 miles away, connected to the security feed, and waited. Less than 6 hours later, motion alerts exploded across my screen. Hallway, living room, kitchen. Bella didn't come quietly. Through night vision footage, I watched her parade in with catering staff, influencers in cheap cocktail dresses, a DJ carrying equipment, ring lights blazing like stage props. She wore one of my silk robes styled as a dress, directed my mother to adjust a charcuterie board on a petrified wood table worth more than her car. "Make sure the skyline's behind me when I toast," she barked. This wasn't a quick visit. It was a housewarming party. I switched to the kitchen camera. Bella was raiding my client's private wine reserve, vintage Bordeaux meant for display. She popped corks recklessly and poured $500 wine into red plastic cups. "Drink up, guys," she screamed over the thumping bass that was already shaking the walls. "It is all on the house. My house." I watched cold and detached as she spun a web of lies to her guests. I heard her tell a woman with pink hair that she bought the place with crypto earnings and her brand partnerships. She walked them through the rooms, pointing out the art I had curated, the furniture I had staged, claiming it all as her own taste, her own success. She was literally stealing my professional identity in real time, wearing my clothes, drinking my inventory, and basking in the envy of strangers. "It is hard work, you know," she told a guy leaning against a delicate marble plinth. "People think being a mom and a CEO is easy, but I built this empire while raising 3 kids. I deserve this view." My mother stood right next to her, nodding, validating the lie. She was not stopping it, she was fueling it. She was refilling glasses, acting the part of the proud matriarch of this stolen kingdom. "Bella has always had such an eye for design," my mother told someone. "This place is just so her." I felt a flash of rage, hot and sharp, but I tamped it down. Rage would not help me here. Math would. I opened a spreadsheet on the side of my screen and started logging the damages. 6 bottles of vintage Bordeaux, $3,200. 1 stolen silk robe, $450. Rush professional cleaning fees, $1,500. Then I saw it happen. One of the guests, a guy stumbling drunk, tripped over the rug. He grabbed the curtains to steady himself. Custom linen drapes, hand-dyed in France. The fabric ripped with a sound I could almost hear through the mute screen. He fell, taking a side table and a ceramic lamp with him. The lamp shattered, the table gouged the hardwood floor. Bella did not stop the party. She just laughed, pulled out her phone, and panned the camera away from the breakage. "Party foul!" she shrieked, giggling. I typed into the spreadsheet. Custom drapes, $8,000. Ceramic lamp, $2,400. Hardwood repair, estimated at $5,000. The total was climbing fast. $20,000, $30,000. I needed it to hit 50. $50,000 was the threshold for felony criminal mischief in this state. I was not just watching a party, I was building a case file. I sat back, took a sip of lukewarm hotel coffee, and waited for them to break something else. They did not disappoint. At 10:30 p.m., Bella decided the furniture needed rearranging for a dance floor. I watched them drag the heavy velvet sofas across the floor without lifting them, the legs screeching across the finish. They pushed the dining table against the wall, knocking over a pedestal holding a bronze sculpture. The sculpture hit the ground. Bronze abstract figure, $18,500. Bingo! We were over the line. I closed the spreadsheet. I did not call my mom. I did not call Bella. I picked up my phone and dialed the number for the developer private security firm. "This is Lucy, the stager for the Penthouse. I'm watching a break-in on the live feed. There are 20 intruders destroying the property. Send everyone." I did not call the police. That is a rookie mistake. Police treat family disputes like noise complaints. They knock, they warn, they leave. I called the developer's private security firm, Titanium Shield. These guys were not public servants. They were asset protection. They were paid to treat unauthorized entry into a $10 million property, not as a misunderstanding, but as a hostile threat. I watched the feed. 4 minutes after I hung up, the elevator doors in the penthouse slid open. They did not knock. They swarmed. 4 men in tactical gear stormed the foyer, killing the music instantly. "Security, everybody down, hands where we can see them." The party collapsed into chaos. Ring lights dropped, red cups spilled wine across the limestone, guests screamed and scrambled. I ignored all of it. I watched Bella. She didn't panic. Standing on the ruined sofa, arms crossed, she looked offended. "Excuse me?" she shrieked at the lead officer. "Get out of my house!" A police officer stepped forward, scanning the wreckage. "Ma'am, we received a report of a commercial break-in. Who is the leaseholder?" "I am," Bella snapped, stepping over shattered art. "I own this place. These are my guests. You're trespassing." The officer hesitated. She looked convincing. Rich, angry, confident. "We have a report from the property manager," he said. "This unit is listed as unoccupied." "They're wrong," Bella said sharply, pointing to framed photos on the mantel. Her kids' pictures now covered my staged art. To an outsider, it looked lived in. My sister Lucy handled the paperwork. She lied smoothly. "It's a family asset. This is just a housewarming." The officer looked at the photos, at my mother nodding behind her. The tension eased. Flashlights lowered. "If this is a family dispute," he sighed, "it's a civil matter." Bella smirked. She thought she'd won. I closed my laptop, grabbed my purse, and stood up. "Wait for me," I whispered. "I'm coming." The elevator opened to silence. Bella stood smugly at the center of the room as the officer prepared to leave. "Look who finally showed up," she sneered. "My sister, the squatter." I ignored her and walked straight to the officer. Mr. Henderson, the property manager, stood beside me, furious. "I'm Lucy," I said calmly. "I made the call." "She claims she lives here," the officer said. "She's lying." I handed him the contract. "This is a commercial vendor agreement. I'm the lead stager. This unit is a showroom, not a residence." The room froze. Mr. Henderson stepped forward. "She has no lease, no title, no authorization. We're pressing charges." The officer reviewed the documents. His expression changed. What had looked like a party now looked like a crime scene. "Damages exceed $50,000, I added, handing over the inventory list. "That's a felony." Bella went pale. The officer unclipped his handcuffs. "Ma'am, turn around." Bella screamed, pleaded, panicked. It didn't matter. You can fake a lifestyle, I realized, watching her fall apart, but you can't fake a deed. As they led her away, she screamed my name. "I can't fix it, Bella," I said quietly. "I don't own it. I just staged it." The elevator doors closed.